2001 Superglide Sport Fxdx, the best bike to ride in New York City. Let's talk about it. What's going on, YouTube? Fxdx Brooklyn is back in the building. Now I was just stopping here over in some random industrial site out here in Brooklyn. You know, I've been on a lot of different bikes lately. You know, all summer I've been hopping between my 124 Lowrider and my 88 FXR, and of course my 2001 Fxdx. And recently just got home from being on the road for over a week long doing some moto camping on the Lowrider. And it's been a minute since I've been on my Fxdx, especially in the city. And, you know, took all the bags off, took the sissy bar off, and just kind of had the revelation that this is hands down my favorite bike to ride within New York City. So why would that be? Well, first off, I don't like to ride my Lowrider. I didn't even like to ride my Lowrider too much in the city, even when it had a 110, because that motor really just wants to be doing some highway action and wants to be doing high-speed action at all times. Especially now with the 124, I do not want to have that city unless it's a means to an end, unless I'm passing through to get to here or there, or if I'm stopping somewhere like Indian Larry's block party or something. So, in terms of this bike though, an 88 cammed up twin cam to me is like the perfect motor for the city. Even when I'm having a lane split, even when I'm in some crazy congestion, it never really gets that hot. And honestly, man, it just handles the city chaos like no other motor. And I know what you're saying, the 80 Evo and the FXR, what about that? I don't know, man, like, don't get me wrong, I love my FXR Evo and everything, but there's just something about the extra power that's coming from the 88 twin cam with that cam, where there's situations where I do need to blast through this or that or tactical maneuver, and I just like the extra power that the 88 provides without making it overkill, without making it something like a 110 or bigger. And the second reason is, man, you could just throw around an early Dyna like nothing else, man. Don't get me wrong, it's never going to handle or maneuver as better as an FXR. That's just like a different thing. But in terms of the extra power that you get, you could just throw these bikes around so much easier than the late model Dyna. And I'm not even just talking about mine with the FXRT and the lowers. Even when I ran a T-Sport fairing like what was on this, you still could just throw it around so much easier, and that's because it's just such less weight. It's a smaller frame, smaller fork, smaller tank, pretty much smaller everything. So again, it really makes it a great bike to ride around in an urban environment and still maintain power and still be able to rip when you do finally get on the highway. And the other crazy thing about this that I haven't talked about too much in my videos, but this particular model, 2001 Fxdx Superglide Sport, the clutch on this is like one of the best clutches I think I've ever had in my life. It's just so easy and so smooth to pull this thing. And I remember, you know, a couple weeks ago I was talking to Peter and I was like, oh, so you probably installed an easy pull clutch on this thing, right? And he's like, nah, man, that's completely stock. And I was blown away because in terms of a stock clutch, it feels like an easy pull clutch, which is something I used to have on my 06 Hot Rod Dyna, and it feels the same. So in terms of when you're doing a lot of stop and go or doing lane splitting, you want to have an easy experience with the clutch on that, or else your hand's going to be worn out pretty quickly, right? So again, the clutch on this thing is super smooth, and again, the combination of all those things, the power without the bike getting too hot, the throwability and the lightness of the frame in general, and of course the easiness of that clutch makes this bike kind of a dream to ride in Brooklyn, to ride in the city. And then again, it's so versatile, so when I am hopping on the highway, this thing does highway miles, no problem, man. These days, this bike is probably my main runner, right? This is if I'm not doing FXR miles, if I'm not going crazy on my 124, if I just want something that's really in between that could handle any situation, in this video specifically the urban miles, this is the bike that does it. So again, I'm super happy. I'm almost a year with this bike at this point, and yeah, man, every day I love riding this bike, man. It just fits me really perfectly. So yeah, there's a reason why these early model Dynas are very sought after, you know, for the reasons just stated. But yeah, that's it. Gonna shoot another video here and get on the bike and do some riding. Just wanted to address that question because a couple folks did ask me about it. And yeah, man, stay safe, stay low, outride your demons, ride old Dynas, ride new Dynas, just ride Dynas, and on that, Fxdx Brooklyn is out.